Hello, and welcome to Last Time On. This is the podcast for people who want to watch all this prestige television, but who's got time for it?
You know I don't.
Yeah, we all know the time is just a construct created by the clock industry to sell more clocks. Yeah.
Big clock.
Big
100%.
clock.
I'm Xhafer.
I am Ben.
I'm Victor, and today we are joined by our special guest, the Gatekeeper herself.
I am the Gatekeeper.
Angela.
Welcome to the show, Angela.
Thank you, thank you.
Angela is a very good friend of ours who is probably the biggest Stargate fan in Central Texas. Definitely Central Texas, possibly the universe. So welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. Thanks so much for helping out this season,
Of course.
as we've gotten a ton of stuff wrong.
I have no idea how excited and terrified at the same time that I was when Victor first approached me. Hey, you want to do this? Yes and no. None of y'all have ever seen it. Oh, heck. And I'm using my knife.
That's kind of what we do here.
It's okay. You can swear on the show. It's fine.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
we've
good,
got
I
an
can turn
explicit
off my
content
clear
thing.
voice. Excellent.
All right, well, we are here today to find out what we missed. So we've got a synopsis of SG1, courtesy of Wikipedia. We got about two sentences an episode, and we're just going to run through this and read everything that happened in the show over hopefully the next 35, 40 minutes we can get through this.
All right. Are you sending us the link to this?
I have already put it in the hidden channel on the Discord.
Oh,
The recording
Discord
notes
doesn't
channel.
help me at all. Okay. I don't have
Pull it up.
Discord on.
I'll
this
do
computer.
season 1 to start.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It is just the Wikipedia entry of SG1.
All right. I got it.
Now, before we get started, so this for those of you out there who are just joining us, we have our patent pending, clinically proven formula
Patent to be pending.
Yes, for how to consume entire seasons of media on television in record time. And what we're doing here is we're going to test the efficacy. Yes, that word.
Got it.
Of our system that we've created here. Now we have seen a total of, what is it, Xhafer? Is it 13 episodes?
13 or 14 episodes of Stargate, yeah.
12.
Out of
over 200.
12?
Oh, my God.
Out of over 200, yes. Yes, and these have been randomized. And I feel like we have a fairly good understanding to the point where we can call ourselves experts in Stargate SG1 at this point.
This is TV homeopathy. We take a little bit of it and we dilute it down, and then we dilute that down a little bit more, and then we get the real essence of it.
These are the Cliff's Notes of television that we are creating here.
For those of you that can't see me smacking my forehead right now, oh, no.
Now, we have had to make a lot of assumptions in our watch through of SG1, and probably one of the most important assumptions that I would like for you, Angela, as our official gatekeeper of the show, if you could please just explain to us in your own words, who are the Tokra and why are they turtle people?
So, explain turtle people.
Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go!
Oh,
Yes.
you know, they're aliens that are like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's our
sharper beaks.
That's one of the assumptions we had to make.
We have made it through Stargate with many references to the Tokra, but never actually encountering one.
Okay.
We've never seen a Tokra.
How you have not encountered the Tokra, I don't know, because they are a huge thing.
The dice.
But, so, no, they are not turtle people. They don't look anything like turtles.
it's impossible.
No, they're not turtles. The Tokra are an offshoot of the Goa'uld. They, thousands of years ago,
Okay.
they're much like they're not the same exact species because they branched off so long ago, but they are the same type of creature. They're a parasitic symbiote.
So they're slugs just like...
They're snakes. They branched off thousands of years ago because their ideology did not match the Goa'uld. They did not want to control human beings. They didn't want to force hosts to take place. they meld with their host or blend willingly, and the symbiote and host share their lives equally and share the body equally. So when you meet the Tokra for real, whenever you get an opportunity to watch those episodes, you're going to hear a human voice and that particular person speaking in the Goa'uld voice, the upgraded, volumized, I am a Tokra.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, so it's quite possible that we could have seen a Tokra because they'd look just like regular humans then.
exactly. So you probably
So we
saw
could've-
an episode or two. I'd have to look over your list again, but they are
They are never referenced in any of, like, oh, it's Jim, the Tokra guy. All we've had is like,
Yeah.
hey, we got a message from Tokra Intelligence.
We get phone calls from them all the time in our watch thread.
Yeah.
Did you watch anything that involved Jacob Carter? No.
That
No.
wait,
Jacob
no,
Carter
that's
is
that's
Samantha's
Carter's-
father.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
he was in
oh.
one.
We saw one
Okay.
when he was trying to get her to go to NASA with the
Okay.
conspiracy theory guy.
So near the end, he's very sick. I can't remember if that's a part 1 or 2.
They reveal he has cancer in the first episode he's in.
Okay.
Or the first episode we
So,
saw him in.
Is it okay for me to explain what happens after that?
That is exactly what we were here for.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's today.
He
That's
has
what we're doing today.
cancer. She finds out it's terminal. It is very terminal. He has mere weeks or months to live, maybe days. There is a
Okay.
Tokra who has aged out of her body, and the short version is the Tokra. The Tokra take hosts willingly. They tend to take on hosts who are ill or injured, especially those who are terminally ill, heal them, and then they live symbiotically in unison for the rest of whatever their lives are. And a human life, even with a symbiote, is only a few 100,000 years. I'm trying to recall right now. But they only live a certain amount of time. So this particular symbiote, this particular Tokra, had outlived its host. The host was about to die. And unless the symbiote, the Tokra, takes on a new host, it will die as well. But they do not force humans to take hosts. They will not.
So they're kind of like the Trill.
Yeah.
Like
They're like
Krill.
the Trill from Star Trek.
Very, very similar.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, they would rather die themselves than take on a new host by force.
Yeah.
Sam is recalled saying, your father's about to die. He's in the hospital. He has days, moments to live. And she had the idea, well, if this can work for others, why can't being with a Tokra work for my dad?
Mm-hmm.
He reveals what she really does, who she really is to her father. Of course, he doesn't believe her at first. They take him to the SGC, down to the gate room, and they go through, and he ends up blending with a Tokra whose host was too old, could not continue to
Oh.
live. And we see him in many, many episodes after that. Very, very big,
Cool.
important part of the story later on.
We see him.
I'm surprised that's the only one y'all came across because there's so many, but 13 episodes out of over 200, also not surprising. But yeah, he's a very big part.
I
But
think
the Tokra
Ben had a
part version is
prediction
they're an offshoot
that-
of the Goa'uld who differ or in belief.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did have a prediction that Dad Carter was going to be a character we only saw once. We now know
Wrong.
that's not true. I didn't look up any of his character arc stuff, but I pulled up IMDb and I'm like, oh, that guy was in 28 episodes. All right, yep.
Oh yeah. And the sad part is there is an episode later on where Selmac is the name of his symbiote. Selmac is also very, very old, a good 3,000 or 4,000 years old. Selmac hides his illness from Jacob. Selmac is dying. And at a point, there is an episode where Selmac is too old to leave Jacob willingly, and Jacob dies anyway. So we see Samantha eventually lose her father after 28 episodes.
Oh wow.
So
Ugh, heavy.
it's very,
Damn.
very serious, very dark, very heavy. But yeah,
Jesus, dude, that has got to be one hell of a bummer.
It-
To first off, you get cancer. That sucks in itself. Then you get your life saved by an alien symbiote. But then the alien symbiote has cancer as well.
yeah, basically. But basically, it wasn't cancer. Just Selmac was too old.
Hey, he got more time than he would have had. I would have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got to say goodbye to his daughter. Got to get to become friends with his daughter again, and even got to know his.
I'm just
son
assuming she.
again.
So I'm just assuming in 28 episodes, he must have saw her go out into space at some point then,
Oh yeah,
because that was a big deal in the one episode we did see him in.
he wanted her to go into NASA, but when he realized what she really did, when he fully realized, okay, you're telling me the truth, you can go to other planets. That's even better.
And NASA's fucking lame compared to what we do.
No,
Yeah, you hang out in orbit, lame.
but yeah,
All right.
she even gets to compete in a space race where it's what it sounds like. It's a race where alien ships, they're this particular planet and cultures.
There's a Mad Max episode.
Kinda, yeah.
I know this sounds more like the shuttle race episode of Voyager.
That's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
That's a bit
Okay.
more accurate. That's a bit more accurate. Yeah. Basically, hey, we're gonna compete in this thing, and we go in this loop. It's called the Congruent loop, and everybody builds their ship, tweaks their ship, and whoever wins gains the shipping contract for the next year for that particular planet. And so Sam gets to compete in it.
So it's like Fast and the Furious in space. It's SG1 two SG 2 Furious.
And when I first saw the episode, it was
Good n-
almost a jumping the shark moment for me. And I'm like, oh God, I can't do this anymore. But I'm glad I kept going. But
I think for us, the jumping the shark moment was when they had literal transporters and were literally beaming down to the planet.
oh no, those are very important. And anyway, yeah, very important.
It just does seem like the last few seasons they were like, let's just do a Star Trek show.
A little bit, yeah. Especially once we got the X303, and you're like, okay, we can go anywhere whenever we want. We can go to a whole other galaxy. Yeah, that's a little bit Star Trek like.
All right. So we're going to start reading off episode descriptions, and we're just going to try and barrel our way through this. We really want to do this as quick as possible because we do have 200 some episode descriptions to read.
Oh
I'm
my.
sure in
So
here,
if we-
somewhere, statistically, they literally do jump a shark. It has to have happened.
They're magical at recovering from those moments, though. I will tell you that.
All right. So I'm going to start with season 1 here. Ben, if you want to queue up season 2,
I'm on
Vic,
it.
you want to queue up season 3?
Yep.
Okay. I'll get us going here. So I'm just going to say "and then" to signify moving to the next episode rather than read a bunch of episode titles
That is our
And
in the interest of saving time.
And then.
And then, so the Stargate program is revived when Apophis, an alien of the same race as Ra, comes to Earth through the gate seeking hosts. After the attack, Carl Jack O'Neill and Samantha Carter are set to Abydos to locate and bring back Daniel Jackson. They're all sent to Chulak and befriend Apophis' first prime, Teal'c, a Jaffa?
Jaffa.
It's a Jaffa.
Jaffa.
Oh,
Come
let's
on.
knock him off. Jaffa.
Yeah. Jaffa. A Jaffa, an incubator to a larval gold who joins their side. He helps SG1 return to Earth, and though they cannot save Daniel's wife Cherie and his friend Chakra, they've been taken as hosts.
Charade.
And then, after being infested with the Gould parasite in a previous episode, Major Charles Kowalski shows signs of possession. The symbiote is removed, but Kowalski remains possessed and is killed by Teal'c.
No!
Kowalski.
On episode 2. So why we never saw him again. And then SG1
we-
visits the planet inhabited by the Shadavi, a nomadic tribe that descended from the Mongols. They regard women as property and restrict their rights in the belief that to do otherwise would bring demons down upon them. These demons are the Goa'uld. Carter ends up being sold, but when Carter beats a chieftain in hand-to-hand combat, the team changes the tribe's opinions about the rights of women.
Ding. Point for Victor. I predicted that one.
So
Dueled.
we
Guest
do-
starring Suntek O and Kirihu Tagawa. I know those names.
hand race. We do see Kowalski again, but it is an alternate reality.
Yay! My boy!
That's another prediction.
But it's not our Kowalski. It is another Kowalski.
So we get
No,
the
Kowalski.
Wrath of Kowalski.
Yeah, kinda.
Yes.
And then SG1 travels to P3X797, a planet divided into light and dark sides.
Ooh.
When the inhabitants of the light side have a Bronze Age culture bearing similarities to the Minoan civilization,
Madronan.
the dark side is infected with a plague that turns people into savages, and Stargate Command is locked down when SG1 brings it home. Dr. Fraser manages to find a cure for both peoples. And then, as SG9 is on another planet, and long overdue, SG1 is sent after them to find out what happened. They soon discover the commander of SG9 has gone completely insane and set himself up as a god on the planet. And then, a strange crystal strikes down O'Neill, replacing him with a double that returns to Earth to find the cause of O'Neill's private grief, his son's death.
Hand race.
But the double is dangerously unstable. Can O'Neill return home to save everyone and prevent chaos?
Okay.
Yes, Angela.
So the pretending to be a god episode, that particular gentleman is actually
Yes.
the ex-fiance of Samantha Carter.
Ooh.
I know, right?
What, like in? Oh, like in universe.
Like the actress and the actor were engaged in real life.
Yes, they were.
Oh, they were.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Wow.
If I
Okay.
recall correctly, real life stuff about some of the actors, I would have to double check myself. But
Okay.
yeah, but that particular time in that episode, the character was Samantha Carter's former fiance.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And
All
then-
right. After that, when a planned ambush goes awry, resulting in fatalities among SG1, the peace-loving Nox restore them to life.
Hmm.
But while these gentle people can bring back the dead, can they resist the deadly technology of the bloodthirsty Goa'uld?
This is the episode with Armin Sheen.
I am Quark, son of Keldar.
Yes, the Nox are important. They show up several other times.
And then, on the mysterious planet Argos, the beautiful Cynthia seduces Colonel O'Neill, which means he's condemned to an Argosian lifespan of only 100 days. As he turns old and gray, will his team succeed in a frantic search for the cure?
Cynthia, but that's pretty much it for them.
I learned it by reading.
Yeah, that's fair.
After that is Thor's Hammer, which is an episode that we watched. So I'm
Yes.
just going to skip it. Unis and James Earl Jones.
Mhm.
And then the Torment of Tantalus is after that. SG1 goes to Heliopolis and recovers Dr. Ernest Littlefield, who went through the Stargate in 1945 and never returned. Daniel nearly stays behind to study a book detailing the meaning of human existence left behind by the Great Four Races.
That's so on brand for
Yes.
Daniel.
The meaning of the great meaning of life. Yeah, that particular facility that they're in, and where he's learning all this stuff. It's a mingling of four races: the ancients, the Nox, and the Furlings. Which
The Furlings?
we never meet the Furlings. Get over it. I can't even get over it. But that facility is on a cliff that is being eroded by tidal forces by the ocean. It's about to fall into the ocean,
Okay.
and Daniel won't leave.
Damn it, Daniel.
After that, Teal'c's son
Right.
Ryak. Okay. I would have used an E, not an A, but
I know.
nevertheless, is to be implanted with his first Goa'uld larvae. So SG1 goes to prevent it. However, Ryak falls ill and can only be saved by the symbiote. Teal'c donates his own and receives a stolen one for himself.
What?
The team also meets Teal'c's first teacher, Braktak,
Right.
formerly the greatest of... Sorry?
Brak-
Braytak. Once again, would have used a different vowel there.
I believe you. I agree with you.
Formerly the greatest of all Jaffa warriors, and now still a spry 133, who had taught Teal'c that the Goa'uld were false gods. And then SG1 is given a false memory of Daniel's death by alien abductor Nem. Nem is a member of an amphibious species named Own, and wants to know from Daniel what happened to his mate in ancient Babylon. Unfortunately, ultimately, Daniel remembers the obscure fact from the study of his ancient myths and is allowed to go home.
We never see them again. They're never referred to again.
That's interesting.
After that, Xhafer, one of the mothers of all Goa'uld, brainwashes the men of SGC with pheromones and nearly makes O'Neill host to a larval Goa'uld conceived with Daniel. We saw
Yeah.
bits of this episode.
Yes.
Yeah,
we saw bits of flashback from this episode.
Yeah.
From
The
the clip show
bathtubs.
episode.
Yeah.
The Hathor episode is known as one of the worst, but also one of the most important. It's horrible. It's absolutely awful. But Hathor was a queen. Think of the Goa'uld and the Tokra, even a little bit like bees. In terms, there's a queen who gives birth to all the others. All the others are drones. Even though they're independent thinking creatures, they're drones. One queen spawns them all.
Okay.
Gross.
Right.
Yeah,
After this,
Hathor was
on
one
the
of those, and oh god, I hate Hathor. Hathor's like the grossest bad guy we've known.
All right. After this, on the planet Honka,
Honko.
Cannot be saying that.
Honkatuff. On the planet Honkatuff, SG1 finds the entire planet's inhabitants and SG7 dead, except for Cassandra, a small girl who turns out to have an inoperable Naquandra bomb put in her by Nerti to destroy the SGC. Ultimately, the girl is given to the care of Dr. Janet Fraser after they discover the bomb will dissolve if she's kept away from the Stargate.
I was going to ask if this was the same Cassandra that was mentioned that was Fraser's daughter.
Yes, it is. Cassandra is basically Nerti destroyed this whole planet in her genetic experiments, and Nirti comes up in about 4 or 5 episodes throughout the series. One of them with Jonas. We'll get to him later. But yeah, it is
Yeah.
the
We met Jonas.
We've met Jonas.
same
I've made
Cassandra.
very many Jonas jokes.
Yes, it is the same Cassandra.
Okay.
Before we move on, Angela, please confirm that that planet is not actually named Honka. Is he saying? Tell me he's saying that wrong.
It's Hanka.
That one I don't recall. Hanka. Yeah, that one I don't know because we never go back to the planet name again. We just talk about Cassandra and see Cassandra. And the funny
I mean,
thing
if
about
it
the
follows
actress who
all
plays
of the-
Cassandra as a teenager, played a whole other character related to Teal'c later on.
Oh, weird. Okay.
All right. After this, the human inhabitants of the planet Cartago, that was once enslaved, condemned Teal'c for his atrocities that he once committed under Apophis. He is sentenced to death, but when the Goa'uld attack, Teal'c saves his accuser's life and proves he is a changed man.
Mm-hmm.
After that, SG1 rescues a group of highly advanced Tolan from their homeworld,
Yes.
which has experienced catastrophic volcanic eruptions. The military and the NID take an interest in their technology and attempt to imprison them for research purposes before Daniel helps them take refuge with the Nox.
Yes. So here are the Nox again, and it's Tolan in the series. I love the Tolan. They come up later. If y'all remember Skara, did y'all watch the initial episode?
The first one, right?
Yeah, the pilot? Yeah.
He was in the movie and the pilot, same character and actor. So Skara, as you know, gets taken over by Apophis' son. They actually help rescue Skara from the Goa'uld, and the Tolan are
So does Skara get saved then?
yes,
Ah, that's a prediction no for me.
yeah. Skara gets saved. I'll wait for a later episode to tell you the rest.
Oh, well, we'll get to it.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will.
Carter and O'Neill are stranded on an icy planet when the Stargate malfunctions on their return journey to Earth. However, it turns out that they have merely been redirected to a second Stargate in Antarctica.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Oh, I love.
We've heard
this one.
reference to the stuff in Antarctica. Okay,
Very important.
that's fun. After this, we've got Tin Man. 11,000 years ago, the inhabitants of the planet Altier were forced underground by deadly radiation and ultimately transferred their minds into exact android duplicates to survive. By the time SG1 visits their planet, there's only one remaining individual, Harlan, who creates android replicas of the Earth team to aid him. When this is discovered, the androids must accept that they will stay off-world, and the real SG1 returns home. Oh, a tortured android living forever named Harlan? Huh.
Oh, Harlan.
Wonder what that could be an allusion to.
Oh, Harlan. They come back up later, a few seasons down the road.
All right.
The android version is pretty great.
After this, Daniel finds a strange alien mirror and is transported into an alternate universe where things are slightly different from his own reality, including a Goa'uld attack on Earth. Before he returns home, he learns of a Stargate address where the attack originated.
So we don't even get out of season 1 and we've already got alternate universes.
You know it. After that, Senator Robert Kinsey shuts down the Stargate program, as the gate represents a global risk and also costs too much money, despite Daniel's warnings that Apophis will attack Earth and that the Stargate may be Earth's only defense.
Oh, Kinsey.
After this, he comes up a bunch.
Kinsey. We get rid of him later.
That's not Picardo, is it?
No, that's Woolsey.
No, Kinsey is...
Woolsey's Picardo.
Yeah, Woolsey's Picardo. Woolsey goes on to Stargate Atlantis.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
After this, SG-1 uses the Stargate to go to an address discovered by Daniel Jackson. This turns out to be Apophis' ship, where they find that Skara has been made host to Apophis' son. The ship reaches Earth, and the fate of the world hangs in the balance. All right, so we've been through Season 1. We have 2 episodes worth of predictions from Season 1. Do we want to get some confirms on those from the Gatekeeper real quick before we move on?
Yes, because according to my math, I only have 1 point from season 1, so I'd like to get a chance to confirm some confirmations here.
Well,
See
I
where
can
you-
just
see how you're doing.
I'll go really quick because I think all of mine I know for sure which ones are true or not, so we can get mine out of the way real quick. First prediction, Kowalski gets saved. No.
He does.
Nope.
Well,
Second
yes.
position.
No, but yes. Let's see him again.
Yeah, there's an alternate Kowalski, but it's not our prime Kowalski.
Alternate
Yeah,
Kowalski.
OG Kowalski is gone. Yeah.
Dead gone.
Our season 1 ends without, dang it, it's Shara, right?
Shara.
Shara, yep, okay. Our season ends without Shara being saved. That is correct. And then we find more gates on Earth. I didn't realize they did that in season 1, but I knew that they eventually did once they were like, oh yeah, we've got the Atlantis Gate.
The Atlantis Gate, yeah, but yeah.
We never see Thor's hammer again. Hey, we've got a device that magically can kill Gould. Let's never try and fix it. Hey, we meet the Asgardians. Do we ever say, hey, can we fix it? No.
Yes, we do, actually.
Well, we meet them,
do
but
we
they go back and fix the hammer?
They do.
Oh, they do.
Oh,
The
then-
planet gets attacked.
You lose points, Ben.
The planet
That's
gets
interesting.
attacked
That means
by
the research lab lied.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we have found out the lab rats have been lying to us, Ben.
Trust the person that's seen
Do
them all
not-
15 times over. So the planet gets attacked, and they message SG1. They throw the box that they gave them through the portal, or what they call the portal. Hey, I didn't know anything else to do. SG1 goes through. Sure enough, it's being attacked. They get in touch with the Asgard. Hey, we screwed up. Fix this. It ends up getting fixed. But they also, the Asgard are advanced enough to make an exception for specifically kids.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. That's right, because when he first went through
They had to break
it.
read his symbiote and it took him in, yeah. So they fix it, they
cool.
make an exception. And that's when we learn about the protected planets. Whole other story.
okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, I don't think I think we skipped over any of the protected planet arcs.
Oh, that is so important.
that's a new one
too.
on it.
Gosh darn it.
Well, apparently not, because we got to the end. It never came up. Now, then I had Teal gets rid of his belly worm. We've learned that happened. And then I said they never start carrying plasma weapons, even though they recover a bunch of
We see that.
But we
that's
see
already-
later they have little
Right.
teeny tiny ones. And then they have the snazers.
Lasers. The what?
I'm pretty sure they're called Zats,
Is that
but it's the
Nickel?
term
That.
that I came up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little snake looking.
They're snake lasers. We've called them snazers this entire time.
They're- so the full one is Zacnicatel, and short version there is Zat guns.
Okay.
I like snazers though. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We get a lower decks episode.
like an episode focused on not the main characters.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah, not like
We get a couple of those. Not quite the same, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, we get one called
Okay.
The Other Guys.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. All right. O'Neill turns down a promotion at some point.
Yes, absolutely.
Ha.
He ends
Okay.
up taking one later
Planet-
on, but he turns it down several times.
Okay, cool. Planet of the Greeks.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of that. The planet was Kenthia, where O'Neill aged, was Greek.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Planet of the Bhagavad Gita, which is like a Hindu planet or like an Indian themed planet.
Not that I recall. There might have been something kind of
Okay.
alluded to, but no, not specifically.
And then it was humanity who built the Stargates forever ago. I think you confirmed that was not true initially.
No, mostly.
No, mostly.
We
How
Well, it was
mostly are we
specifically-
have
talking?
been
And they mostly come at night. Mostly.
No, I remember this affair. You specifically said you thought it's not built, but invented was the term that you used.
It was invented by a
Hmm.
race much similar to ours before they evolved.
Yeah, but that's not us. That's not
Well,
humans.
not humans.
Not
humans.
humans that evolved on Earth. And there is some theory.
Okay.
Completely unknown.
Okay.
to
Not
me,
humans that evolved on Earth. Okay.
Good
Not
enough,
the
yeah.
ones that evolved on
Good
Earth
enough.
or that were influenced by evolution of others.
Okay. And then what are your predictions from the first two eps, Vic?
Oh, so I've just got a couple here. I think you confirmed this one for me. The iris gets blown off at some point.
Oh yeah, it gets destroyed.
Yeah, it does.
And
Oh, yeah,
they
sweet.
Enhance it and change it up.
I just don't. Why didn't they ever just put it over a big pit?
Stargate colon pit.
Then the
Let's
incoming
see.
caves would fall through and die.
Exactly.
Well, no plan is perfect.
No.
And O'Neill's wife or ex-wife, does she ever show up on the show?
Hold on. Better. All right.
And
what was the
specifically, I
question? Is it
mean,
O'Neill's ex-wife
his,
ever-
yeah, I'm assuming they got divorced at some point during the show, but in the original movie, O'Neill was married, and his wife was in the movie for about less than a minute of screen time. And my prediction was she never comes onto the actual SG1 show.
One episode.
She's just forgotten about it.
Crystal episode.
The what? The Crystal episode?
One episode.
One episode is more than 0. So
They mentioned
that's an
her. They
N
mentioned
for
her
me.
a handful of times, but she was in the movie. They come back for that one Crystal episode where that Crystal entity disguises himself as Charlie, as a son, and Sarah.
Oh, that's mean. Ooh.
Sarah shows up later because Charlie's alive. Well, no, not really. It's not Charlie.
Okay, and then my last two I had questions about was: is there ever a point in where Teal'c's in the early season when Teal'c has his Goa'uld inside him? Does the Goa'uld ever escape? And the SG1 has to go track it down and get it back.
No,
Damn it!
they take it out a few times, but for testing.
But it never.
No, I didn't.
So it never like gets kidnapped or held hostage or tries to run away or anything.
There are larval Goa'uld that are in the Xhafer. If they leave, they die. They're too young to live outside, even for a brief few
Gotcha.
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My last question for the early seasons is: does Teal'c ever get a human girlfriend or a human crush?
Yes.
He does?
Yes.
A human specifically.
Yep.
Okay.
Eventually, Teal'c gets to the opportunity to live off planet. It'll direct her to live on Earth. To live off the base.
Oh, but
Okay.
turns it
And
down,
he makes
obviously, right?
friends and gets very close with his neighbor, who is
Oh.
played by, I can't remember her name, the same actress that played Lois Lane on Smallville.
No way.
Yep.
That's not? Oh, I know. She has a hard to pronounce last name. Christine Krulik or something.
That was
right?
Lana Lang.
No. Yeah,
Kruick played
she
Lana
was
Lang, not Lois Lane.
I can't remember her name right now, but
I feel like you're messing with me, Ben.
No.
I would look it up, but that would kill my crappy internet connection.
Yeah, no worries.
No worries.
All right.
All right, Ben, you want to take us into season 2?
All right.
Take us to season 2.
Woohoo!
Season 2, we'll try to
Here
get
we
through
go.
this. We'll try to get through this quick because we still have 9 seasons to go. And we're 40 minutes into this.
This is going to be a multi-part episode.
All right.
We'll figure it out later.
Okay. So, starting in season 2, Teal'c's former mentor Braytak joins their fight, and they embark on a mission planting bombs to destroy Apophysis' ship and halt the attack on Earth. Eventually, they destroy the 2 ships and escape in death gliders. We saw this in our flashback.
Yeah.
When the planet Nisaya, P3X382, falls under attack by the Goa'uld, Carter is possessed by a Goa'uld. When the Goa'uld is discovered, she claims to be Jolinar, a member of the Tokra, a legendary faction of rebel Goa'uld opposed to the System Lords. When Jolinar is assassinated, she saves the life of Samantha Carter. And then, after being sentenced to life imprisonment on the planet Hadante, SG1 escapes with the help of a female inmate named Linnea, who has great herbal knowledge.
Because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. La, 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 da, da.
We got a couple friends with great herbal knowledge.
You know one herb
It's legal
very,
in
very
Michigan,
well.
whatever.
After they set her free, they discovered she is known as the Destroyer of Worlds for once having deliberately created a vaccine that caused contagious sickness, killing half the population of a planet. Yikes.
Yikes,
She shows
Deathwalker.
up again later. Daniel sleeps there. Total fun.
And then SG1 discovers a world where all the people are enclosed in a virtual reality, still believing their planet is dead. SG1 becomes trapped in the virtual reality, but manages to inform the resident their planet is beautiful again, and they all go free. And then, off-world. Daniel stops a young woman from killing herself. She turns out to be the daughter of Pyrrhus the Godslayer, the ruler of the planet who had overthrown the Goa'uld overlord, but kept the other Goa'ulds from finding out. He keeps the people virtually enslaved and sends back Nequadria. She falls in love with him and uses the narcotic properties of the sarcophagus to keep him with her. But once he is rehabilitated and eventually let back into SG1, he visits the woman whose father had died, and she promises to improve the lot of her people. Then SG1 returns to Samaria to help defend the planet when the Goa'uld invade. Hey, we talked about this. After a series of tests, they finally reach Thor, who reveals himself to be a puppet. I mean, in Asgard. He is dismayed by SG1's interference, but responds to the crisis by coming in personally and removing the invaders from the planet. And then, SG1 brings back a mysterious sphere from P5C 353, The sphere suddenly sprouts rods that impale O'Neill's shoulder. Hey, we saw that. Pinning him to the wall. After attempts to remove it, SG-1 discover it contains microscopic aliens that feed on energy who are the last of an alien race. They eventually agree to relocate to P4G-881, a planet more suitable for them than Earth. Then we get Braytak brings word that Apophis has kidnapped Teal'c's son, Ryak. Returning to Chulak with SG-1, Teal'c finds that his son is brainwashed and loyal to Apophis. Apophis has implanted some deadly pathogen on Ryak, which would have destroyed all life on Earth if activated. They resort at last to Zat, blasting Ryak to overcome the brainwashing chemical. Having fulfilled their promise to Sha're's father, Daniel and Teal'c return to Abydos. Upon their arrival, Daniel learns that his wife, after having been captured by the Goa'uld, is now pregnant by Apophis. On Earth, the Stargate program is under risk of being exposed by a reporter. We saw that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Then Teal'c is stung by a strange insect while exploring a planet, because I'm not going to read these names anymore.
I didn't. I just skipped them if they didn't say
Favorite.
another name, Ben.
The actress again.
Upon returning to Earth, the virus begins changing Teal'c's DNA into its own. He escapes the SGC and develops a friendship with a young girl, Allie, and is ultimately cured.
Yay!
Jolinar has left a mental imprint on Carter, who dreams of the Stargate address of the hidden Tokra base on a planet. While SG-1 find and liaise...
It's in the sewers.
Yeah. Find and liaise with the Tokra under their leader Splinter. Carter's father Jacob is dying of cancer. SG-1 offers an alliance with the Tokra, but is turned down because Earth doesn't have enough to offer. Oh man, that is every time I ask somebody out. I'm sorry, but why? No. Then we have the second part of our Tokra two-parter. SG-1 make their alliance with the Tokra official when Jacob offers himself as a new host for Selmak, whose old host is dying. Hey, they figured that out pretty quick.
Hey, yeah, good for them.
SG-1 discovers a migratory people descended from Native American Salish tribes on a planet. The Salish refuse to allow the SGC to mine their planet's large deposits of valuable metal tritium, believing it would upset the spirits of the natural world. Under pressure from above, General Hammond orders mining to proceed without Salish permission. Yikes! Incurring the wrath of their spirits. In fact, advanced aliens who freed the Salish from Goa'uld a millennia ago. The Salish spirits attack the SGC until SG-1 convinces them that burying the Stargate would be a better solution than destroying the base. Yikes! Bad take, General Hammond.
They handled this one better than that Star Trek episode with Picard and the Native Americans on the Cardassian planet. Yeah.
Nope. Yeah.
Well, that is a terrible take. It is also 2 points for me.
I'm
just
SPC and it doesn't work out.
If they managed to find Native Americans from a millennia ago, you could be like, you are it. You are the one group of Native Americans white people haven't screwed over. Like, we can run with this. It's like, nope.
No, wait just a damn minute here.
We're not going to let them get away with this.
Why is it nice?
All right. Inhabitants of the planet Madrona accuse SG-1 of stealing their touchstone, an artifact that can control the planet's weather. The Madronans...
It is not a touchstone.
Claim that men
Does it
dress...
say touchstone?
What? Yeah, so the episode is called Touchstone. Men dressed in SGC uniforms took the device, and SG-1 suspect that maybe the thieves are using the second gate found in Antarctica. Then next, O'Neill is grabbed by an ancient repository of knowledge that has alien knowledge downloaded into his mind. Before Jack's mind is overrun, he discovers the gate address to the Asgard homeworld, who removed the information from his brain, saving his life.
Yep.
And I bet that whole episode, Dan Jax is just like, it should have been me! I should be the one dying because I know too much.
However, he also acknowledges he's the only one that could have translated Jack in the first place, because he starts speaking the ancient language.
SG-10 is stranded on a planet which is close to a newly formed black hole. The SGC opens the gate to find out what happened, but they cannot shut it down afterwards. Soon they realize that since the planet is near a black hole, the intense gravity is causing time dilation. So if they do not shut down the gate very soon, it will destroy the SGC, and in time, the entire planet.
Such a good one.
SG-1 meets an elderly man called Machelo,
Machello.
Machello. In my head, he is now the Macho Man.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Macho.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
We're going
brother.
upstairs.
Right after we step into the Slim Jim.
And learns that he has been hunted by the Goa'uld his entire life due to his inventions of technological devices meant to oppose them. Machello convinces Daniel to grasp a device made to switch bodies and then escapes, leaving Daniel to die in the old body of body swap.
Body swap episode.
That's
I
only
called
the
that one.
first of May. I wish I were joking. I'm not.
I believe you. I 1,000% believe you. This is Death Glider crashes, and man, they name stuff like, "Hey, we're the System Lords, and we're flying around in Death Gliders. Are we the baddies?"
Well, yeah.
Crashes on a planet. Dying, he is brought to the SGC. The Tauri wish to interrogate him. However,
Martooth, yes.
Martooth warns them that Sokar and many other Goa'uld want them. The Tauri fail to heed his warning, and Sokar tries to attack Earth as he wants Apophis, but is stopped when they hand over the dead Apophis. However, Martooth informs them Sokar will use the sarcophagus to revive him and torture him indefinitely.
So, real quick, Sokar is played by the same actor that played Anubis, and Martooth was a love interest of the symbiote that took over Samantha Carter early on, Jolinar.
Huh.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Wait, play the same actor who's played Anubis, but
Yep.
this with the hood that we never.
Well, they had to have a body in place for the green screen to do its thing.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I suppose
We
you're
only
right.
saw the
Same
hood,
voice, even
so-
though it was amplified and modified. Yeah, same guy doing the same crap.
Also, it does seem that a lot of I was looking stuff up. A lot of our Asgardians are all voiced by our different main cast members, which I think is cute.
So, any guesses
Yeah.
who does Thor?
Oh, we already know.
Oh, we found
We
it.
know.
out
Yeah,
in
it's
the
Daniel
last
Jackson.
episode, yeah.
Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of the Asgard are voiced by people we know.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
After a UAV crashes into a large white plant on a planet, SG1 encounters inhabitants who appear to be dying in mass. SG1 discovers that the aliens defend the large plants for survival because of an essential infrasound they emit, and rectify the situation.
Infrasound.
Yep.
Is that actually a thing?
Yep.
Or-
Yeah.
Infrasound,
Yeah.
it is sound that is too low for most people to hear. And it is so it's you're not actively hearing it, but it resonates with you. And it is hypothesized that infrasound is responsible for a lot of people's like ghost experiences.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
No,
hypersensitive as a person. I'm hypersensitive to light and sound on occasion, and I can definitely attest to certain sounds and certain decibels of sound will definitely mess with you, whether physically or
I
mentally.
wonder if this is the same thing. I read in a piece of trivia a while back that Ridley Scott used a sound like this, something that's not audible to the human ear, and played it during some of the scary scenes in Alien,
Oh, I believe
just to
it.
make audiences. Yeah.
Yeah, certain types of sound and certain volumes, decibels of those sounds change how you feel and believe right at the moment.
So I'm not saying that he didn't, but I will point out that most speakers are designed to only play sounds that you can hear, because what's the fucking point to have speakers that can play sounds you can't hear?
Except
Fair,
for
so they
I
change
go
did
up to
read this-
11.
I'm pretty sure I read this on Cracked, so yeah, it might be bullshit.
Well, it might have been intended to be in there, and it might be in the print, and it might have even been, depending on the speaker systems in some theaters, present. But it would not be a universal viewing experience.
All right, well,
Fair
we are
enough.
almost done with season 2. A young
Go.
boy warns SGC of a plot by invisible insectoid aliens to destroy all humans.
Hey, sexy mama. Want to kill all humans?
A minority of the Retu, which is the aliens, wage war on the Goa'uld by eliminating their potential hosts, humans. The rebels operate in 5-man suicide units, who are capable of setting off explosions equivalent to a small tactical nuke. SG1 decides his warning is real and call the Tokra for help, who provide TERs that locate the Retus already hiding in the base and eliminate them. When SG1 steps through the gate to a planet, a solar flare sends SG1 back in time.
Yeah.
They meet a young
1969, our favorite episode ever.
Yep, they meet a young General Hammond, then a lieutenant, who helps them due to a note They find the Stargate of 1969 and activate it during another solar flare, returning home.
Time travel episode.
One in
Oh
many.
man,
Yeah.
that's great. I would have loved if it somehow tied into the episode where the Ferengi go back to Roswell.
Wouldn't it?
All right. And then finally, O'Neill, Carter, and Daniel awaken from stasis in what appears to be the SGC almost 79 years in the future. They discovered it's actually a Gould hoax made by Hathor. Meanwhile, Teal'c leaves the SGC to find SG1. We watched this one. This was our first clip show that we saw.
Okay.
The introduction of the clip show device.
Yep.
Yeah, they use it a lot, but they're actually very good at it.
Yeah, I was impressed. It didn't have a lot of the typical clip show cliches, I felt.
Yeah.
But
Like,
it was
it's
woven
more
into
of
the
a-
plot really well.
Less of a clip show than a previously on kind of thing.
Yeah. And in our last time on canon that we've created, the clip show device is a reoccurring torture mechanism used by the Goa'uld.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Well, with that's the end of season 2. Why don't we go over any predictions we've still got floating from season 2 and see how our points are doing?
Let's do
I've got Planet of the Celts,
Celts.
like the Celtic. Does that happen?
The closest you come is Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
Those guys,
Ah, yeah, and that's Norse.
and it's Norse, so
Yeah.
that's the closest you come. So no.
Okay. Jesus was an alien.
We won't address that. That's very carefully not addressed. Never brought
I
up.
threw a lot around with the seeing who an alien may or may not be.
Never brought up.
But we do know that Merlin was an alien.
Yeah, we do know
Merlin
Merlin
was
was an
an
alien.
alien.
And then Clancy Brown never shows up, right?
No, I checked.
Yeah, no Clancy.
Yeah, no. I wish.
Don't you fair?
He's been in everything else.
Fair, you gonna buy his sword?
No. I saw that it's on the auction, and I'm not buying the sword.
Ah.
Oh darn.
Let's see. Was that it for you, Jafar?
Yep.
All right.
Sweet. I only have
Overall decent.
I only have-
Descriptions y'all gave or read out were okay, fine. A lot of what you haven't seen, you're going to see again if you have not already. And holy shit, some of these descriptions are woefully lacking.
Well, I've only got three predictions here that I like to that are up in the air. First off, this one was confirmed by the lab, but since we now know that they are not the most reliable source on the internet for accuracy,
Yeah.
I'll run this one by you. But the lab rats told us that Teal'c rides a motorcycle.
No.
Ah, okay.
If
You're a
he
big
did,
hen
it's
for
something
that
I
one.
don't remember, and that's not likely.
Yeah. And what about Sheree? It's Sheree. It's Sheree.
Right.
Sheree.
In the movie, it was Shari. In the show,
Uh-huh.
it's Shari.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so there is a little bit of mix up there, but it's Shari in the series.
Does she ever become a system lord?
Well, she is the wife to a system lord,
Ah, okay. Yeah,
But
no, I
not
was specifically okay.
and she gives birth to a child who is a Harcesis.
So,
The child
horseradish,
of-
what?
A Harcesis child is one born of two hosts who are also Goa'uld.
Oh, interesting.
Harcesis are outlawed even amongst the Goa'uld because they can
Ooh.
possess great power.
Oh, interesting.
So Apophis impregnates Shari. Or this
Yeah,
host.
we saw that episode.
Yeah. And she has the baby, and it gets protected and moved on later on. So yeah.
Gets to hang out with Erica Vari. That's cool.
Well, always love him, of course.
Yeah. So, and my last one to run by you for this season was: does SG1 or actually, I guess any of the SG teams, are they ever in a panic and do they just dial a random number to escape?
Yes, it has been tried. Only once or twice has it worked because gate addresses are not.
Works for me.
They don't work that way.
Once or twice is more than one.
It's more of a, oh, hey, we think we know this one. It's close to this. Let's try it.
Yeah. So they jump in blind is basically what I'm saying.
Yes, jump in blind. Yes, we know this
Nice.
one. The MALP, the system dialed this and it connected. Do we know what's over on the other side? No. Jump in blind. Yes.
All right.
Ah, the poor mouths.
The only one I want to just double check. We have the reporter Armin who gets killed. His story never gets out, does it?
Armin, he was the one.
The report who gets run over by the
From
car.
the conspiracy. Yeah.
Not that I know of.
All right. Okay.
And with
I'm trying to keep
Go
in
ahead.
check my memory of other series besides SG1. So, not that I can think of.
Only SG1 counts.
Oh no, that's what I'm trying to keep in check my Atlantis and universe knowledge.
Okay.
You know?
Nice.
All right, Vic, you want to take us through season 3?
Here we go. Into season 3 begins with the episode Into the Fire.
Oh boy.
The SGC sends
yeah.
a rescue mission to Hathor's base to retrieve SG1, and O'Neill kills Hathor using Tokra tunnels already present on the planet. SG1 escapes and returns home. Tokra tunnels, nice. And
Thought it
then,
was underground.
so you could say that they're sewers.
Mm-hmm.
They're still
Do
not
they like
turtles.
pizza?
That's why I said maybe.
And then the Tokra seek a Goa'uld named Seth, who has lived on Earth for thousands of years and is now the leader of a dangerous cult. SG1 uses snazers to overcome the cult members' brainwashing, and in the ensuing rescue, Seth is killed by Carter. I may have edited this Wikipedia page to say snazers. We'll see how long it lasts. And then Captain Carter is promoted to the rank of Major. The Asgard warned the SGC that the Goa'uld are planning an attack on Earth. With the help of the Asgard, SG1 negotiates with 3 Goa'uld system lords, Cronus, Nitri,
Kronos.
and you. We've seen you.
Don't even get.
But have you seen me?
Start on the jokes. Don't even start.
Yes, we also know that vaudeville is strictly outlawed by the Goa'uld.
Yeah.
To bring Earth into the Protected Planets Treaty, an attack on Cronus endangers the deal. And then on PY3948, SG1 finds corpses of several humans who clearly once had Goa'uld symbiotes. Upon returning, Daniel Jackson shows signs of schizophrenia. Fake 90s schizophrenia.
Oh.
The cause...
Oh, yeah. Machello.
Yep, the cause is a Goa'uld killer of Machellos, having a strange effect on non-Goa'uld, and the devices are neutralized. And then SG1 visits a planet named Orban, where knowledge is harvested through its children, called Uran. When an Uran reaches a certain age, their nanites are harvested, and they regress into an infantile state and remain that way, as the Orbanians have no concept of traditional education. What the fuck?
Yep. I'll explain that later.
And then, using the mirror from There But For the Grace of God, an alternate Carter and alternate Charles Kowalski come to the SGC from an Earth that has been invaded by the Goa'uld. SG1 saves the alternate reality by contacting the Asgard there.
Mm-hmm.
And then SG1 is captured by a bounty hunter. Sam J. Jones is his name. I don't know if that's the name of the actor or...
I think that's it.
who uses them to help catch a Tokra named Korra. The Goa'uld has Korra Mark Holden. The Goa'uld has his race addicted to a drug that can be supplied only by them, but he repents at the last moment and asks Sam to help free his race from the drug. That was an episode of Star Trek.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then SG1 visits a planet ruled by a Goa'uld-infested Unis, who uses the persona of the devil to keep the residents ruled by fear. This was also a Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
They free the people of the devil and instruct them to bury the Stargate. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then SG1 discovers a planet where Apophis was training human slaves to infiltrate the SGC.
Yes.
SG1 shows them footage of Apophis dying, and they all renounce him as a false god.
Fake SGC. I love it.
And then, after being found on P8X73, Daniel's wife, Sheree, is killed by Teal'c to prevent the Goa'uld controlling her from killing Daniel. Daniel quits the SGC and then starts seeing visions. A residual thought transferred to him by Sheree in the last moments.
Yeah.
He must find her son, Shifu, who is a known Harcesis. Harcesis. Okay.
Harcisi's Pizza. I know that place.
Pizza.
That's what I mentioned earlier. Yeah, it's a very serious episode.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy stuff.
It's heavy, yeah.
And then SG1 travels to a world named Vias, where the people have lost their memories in an event called the Vorlix, and are in search of their elders. The what?
Linnea. Move on.
Okay. The Vorlix was following a visit from Linnea, the destroyer of worlds, and they feel responsible for the problems on Vias. A young woman with vast knowledge about biochemistry assists them to research the world's past, connects strongly with Daniel. Orner is played by Jason Gray Stanford.
Yes.
And then Jacob Selmac is captured by Sokar.
Oh
Jolin.
boy, here we go.
Jolinar was the only person to escape from home moon, Hell, near the planet Delmac, and Carter has residual memories of the method. SG1 is captured and discovers Apophis controls the moon. Jesus, dude, how many times does Apophis die?
We never get rid of him. Let's go with that.
SG1 manages to escape the Netu with Jacob and Selmac and make it back to Earth using a Tokra bomb that blows up the moon.
Hey!
and destroys Sokar's ship, killing Sokar with it. Apophis, however, escapes and has risen again. And then Stargate Command is under control by aliens originating from P3X118. They use a frequency-based technology that allows them to mimic the appearance of other beings, i.e. humans. Carter must ask Colonel Mayborn to help retake their base.
Mm-hmm.
And then Skara/Chlorel crash lands on the Tolan's homeworld named Tolona and invite the Tolan and the Tolan invite SG1 to represent Skara in a trial to decide whether Skara or Chlorel has the right to use Skara's body. Skara wins. Laya of the Nox and SG1 prevent a Goa'uld attack on Tolana. Yep, courtroom episode. I called that one.
Pause for a moment. Questions?
Yeah.
Or comments about this one?
What?
Very important episode. Yes, the Nox come back on, and they are very critical into both protecting Tolana, which of course doesn't work out, but yeah, very important for the rest of the series.
Nice. Up next, the members of SG1 are implanted with an annoyingly extroverted AI named Ergo.
Oh,
played by
Dom DeLuise, by the way.
Played by Dom DeLuise. That's amazing. Oh God, they managed to rectify the problem by visiting Ergo's creator, who implants Ergo in himself instead to improve his personality.
Hello, Ergo.
Oh man, I wish we could have seen that one.
You have to watch it now. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I'm totally going back to watch that one. And then SG1 visits Edora just in time for a meteor shower caused by the planet passing through an asteroid field. Anticipating significant damage from the meteorite impact, they attempt to evacuate the inhabitants. O'Neill is left behind while searching for stragglers. After the meteor shower, O'Neill cannot find the gate, which has been buried by a meteor strike. It takes Carter and Stargate Command 100 days to develop a means to reestablish contact using a particle beam inspired by Sokar's attack on Earth in Serpent Song. I'm guessing Serpent Song was the name of an episode. That was the episode, yeah. And then, after stealing technology from the Tolan, O'Neill is forced to retire. Wow. He joins a rogue SG team dedicated to obtaining advanced technology by any means and then store them on... Okay, what the hell? In this Wikipedia article, instead of naming the planet, they put the symbols from the Stargate. They listed the 7-digit code.
Oh.
How did they even do that? like, is that a font now?
Also, I really want that rogue Stargate team to be SG-1.
SG Pi. Okay, however, O'Neill was actually on a secret mission as a double agent to find and capture the rogues. He also comes across the Tyrnod, a cave-dwelling race on PX3-595 under the protection of the Asgard, who gave them invisibility devices to hide from predators.
Nifty.
Man. And then, I believe we saw this episode, SG-1 visits a planet designated P2X416 where the countries of Bedrosiria and Optrica are in the middle of a war. Yeah, we saw this one.
Very
cool. Infiltrated, yeah. Yeah, the Earth is flat, and one side is Teal'c frees them with the help of Nyan. This is where Teal'c gets bitten by a bat and goes blind, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then Daniel knows that the things are
long road or long valley.
It's on a planet called Keb. Braytak knows how to get there, as it is the planet the Xhafer believe to be the destination of their soul after death. They find a Zen monk who teaches Daniel about the ways of ascension, and an ascended being, Oma Desala, saves the child. Okay, no shit.
Yeah.
And no shit, this next episode is titled Crystal Skull.
Oh, God, I hate that one. But I love that one.
SG1 finds a Mayan ziggurat in a lepton-rich environment on planet P7X-side, a crystal skull that makes Daniel a ghost.
Pretty much, yeah.
It just says it makes... That's it.
Dr. Crusher is like,
It
set a
makes-
course.
He's only in an alternate dimension, but ghost.
Okay, Daniel's grandfather, Nicholas Ballard, found a similar skull in Belize. Fuck, this is Indiana Jones.
Yes! Holy crap, yes it is.
When they return to the planet, giant aliens who have vaguely humanoid but insubstantial forms appear and return Daniel to normal. Who the fuck wrote this episode, man?
I
They
don't
were-
know, but they're giant aliens.
All right, and finally, Thor's starship has been infected by replicators.
Oh,
In order to
fuck the replicators.
In order to keep it from landing on Earth, SG-1 disables the deceleration engine so the ship burns up in the atmosphere and crashes in the Pacific, while they attempt to escape to P. One replicator remains.
One.
And
One.
that is the end of season 3.
Oh,
All right.
can we move on
We've
to
got-
season 3? Even I don't want to do this.
Well, we do have one episode of predictions from
Okay.
season 3 we should cover.
Prediction? Yeah.
No, one.
What?
We only watched one episode of season 3.
But we
so
didn't
only
talk
have one
about any of our
episode worth-
season 3 finale or season 2 finale episode questions.
Okay.
I did.
Oh, okay. Never. Okay.
Yeah, if
We're
you
good.
didn't do your season 2 finale yet, do those, Ben. But way to not pay attention when I said do 2 episodes.
You said you had 3 questions, which I read as 1 episode's worth of. There was a logic behind it.
Anyways, does Daniel get a field commission at some point? He doesn't really have a rank ever.
Nope.
And I feel like at some point he needs one.
He
No?
has-
Not even one for just an episode?
He
Not
does.
even for just like a 10 minutes he gets to be a commander to
Nope.
lead some people?
He doesn't have to lead certain missions, but he is always his civilian.
Okay. And then the team finds a game on an alien planet and then plays it in a later episode.
Yes, when it comes to that virtual reality episode.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, they do. They do
That's not
use
a
that
game.
technology and play it later on. Yes, it is. Well, no, but Teal'c almost dies in the virtual game, so
Okay.
they do come up with that and reuse it later on. So.
Okay. All right, Ben, you got 2 episodes to go over here, prediction-wise?
But I don't have any questions.
Oh, okay.
No further questions? Okay. I have GC defects to the Goa'uld. Does that ever happen?
Not to
Do-
the
do we-
Goa'uld.
So we don't get a human trader? No human traders? Okay.
Human trader, but not the Goa'uld.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Too specific.
Yep.
That one's mixed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Too specific for me. Do we ever see Cheyenne Mountain explode?
Alternate reality, yes.
That's still Cheyenne
All
Mountain
right. That counts for
exploding.
me. That's good enough for me.
You see it. It's not our reality as we know it.
It is a Cheyenne Mountain.
It is
A Cheyenne Mountain explodes? Good enough.
Good enough.
Good enough.
And finally, does the SG1 team ever ride horses?
No.
No horse riding? Okay.
No
No,
horse riding.
And now
motorcycles,
that I'm
no
thinking
horses.
about it, I'm disappointed.
Disappointed!
Well, that's the first 3 seasons. We've been at this a while, and guys, I need a break. I need to take a week off of this and come back next week to go over season 4 and on with our predictions and review. Does that seem fair to everyone? This is a lot of TV show. It's a lot more TV show than we've done historically.
Yes.
It's not easy compressing this much television into a short amount of time.
I think
Yeah.
we may have covered in these 3 seasons as many episodes as all of Breaking Bad and Into the Badlands combined.
Yeah. So we're at a good pace, but we just got to stop now so that I can go take a nap for a week and then wake up again and then record the next one. So we're going to do that. But before we go, we do have to say thank you to Ripe for our theme song, Goon Squad. We appreciate the hell out of you.
And thank you to everyone in the Dominion Media Research Lab for your participation.
And lies.
No points
And
for
lies.
accuracy.
Dirty, dirty lies.
And thank you to Annette Lucina for your photograph of a television that we have turned into our podcast artwork. Thank you for making free art so we can make free art.
And thank you for joining us, Angela. For those of
Absolutely.
you out there, listeners in Texas, you can see Angela this year at the Sherwood Forest Renaissance Fair. Angela, tell our listeners at home a little bit about who you're going to be portraying out there at Sherwood Forest.
So I was originally slated to be a persecuted villager. I am currently the lady in waiting to the Empress of Rome, but there is a very big chance that I will be a France because I did such a good job. I'll tell you about that later. I did such a good job of trying to help the young lady playing Agnes, who is trying to vie for Prince John's hand in marriage. I'm like, here, let me show you what I would do. And the director saw it and was like, hey, we like that. But Sherwood Forest Fair is a medieval themed fair, not Renaissance. It's a little bit older. And we center around the Robin Hood Maid Marian story. And a lot of people like it. It's very inclusive, very comfortable fair. So, yeah, that's my weekends. And my day job, my day job centers around helping senior citizens and those with memory care issues navigate through life.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
For all that.
That's pretty amazing that you got a promotion from persecuted villager to Princess of France.
That's a big jump.
I am a contessa. I am a contessa, which is basically the equivalent of princess.
Well, congrats on your promotion.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you all next time on Last Time On.
Okay, bathroom break.